What was interesting, when you're up high in the sky and you look down, it just looks like America. It's when you get on ground you realize this is not America.
Just absorbing all the sights and sounds.
It is unparalleled. It's just a wild experience.
India is astonishing. It's just so vibrant and so vivid. As we drove along and looked out the bus window, we saw the mass of humanity speeding by.
There are very few things that prepare you for travel on the roads in India. It's the noisiest, wildest, most cacophonous experience that you can imagine.
We came to India to see the literacy program that the Women's Ministries Department here in the Southern Asia Division is conducting in several locations throughout India.
Going off of main roads to little roads and off of little roads to dirt roads. I was just overwhelmed by the sights that I saw.
The projects that I saw, the people's faces, hopefully humanity is the church in action, is what Christ is about.
They had prepared these fragrant garlands that they bestowed upon us. I mean, you would have thought that we were royalty arriving.
I was expecting kind of a school or something of that sort. Instead, it was someone's home, and it was really not a very big home. It was just a living room, and everybody was crammed together, which I think is probably a measure of how very much they wanted to be there, that they were willing to cram in there all tight, just shoulder to shoulder, knee to knee, in order to learn to read.
I was so struck by the enthusiasm of their learning. Particularly, I think, was struck by several of the older women there who they're finding great joy in learning to read, even at this stage of life. And I just loved sitting on the floor with them. It just felt so good to be part of their group.
Had a person next to me start teaching me and say, I don't want you to be passive. I'm reading here. I want you to say what I'm saying. It's like reproducing what's happened in her own life.
There was this one lady who told us how, because she was illiterate, people would laugh at her, and she was humiliated. And when she learned to read, that changed. And now she was capable. She had a kind of power that she hadn't had before. That moment of contrast between this lady who was just lost and the way her world had changed, that was very powerful to me.
The compelling reason for us to be involved in literacy is, first of all, there's such a tremendous need in the lives of people, and it makes a huge difference. When mothers learn how to read, it affects all the indicators of life for them positively. Economic indicators go up, health indicators go up, education of the family goes up. It's life transforming.
In most areas among the villages, the literacy is as low as 20%. While visiting different villages, I have come across the places where we cannot find even one literate woman, not even one.
Women's Ministries is taking the lead in identifying women in the church who would be willing and able to conduct literacy classes. It's phenomenal what they are able to accomplish and the dedication that they have to their tasks, spending 2 hours a day, 5 days a week for 10 months at a time.
The students did some skits which were just delightful. Learning to make change, which is apparently a big problem for the women who can't read. They often get cheated because they don't know how to count their change.